I had more fun guessing from the headline alone. Sheryl Lee Ralph says she was sexually assaulted by a TV judge. Like my first guess was Mills Lane. He just let's get it on. He just popped out somewhere on her ass. He just popped out on her ass on the set of the Mighty Quinn. Let's get it. Young tight Sheryl Lee Ralph too, speaking full Jamaican accent. No, Mills Lane, get the fuck away from me. And Robert Townsend with that shitty Jamaican accent. And fucking, it was a bunch of shitty Jamaican accents and Sheryl Lee Ralph and Mills Lane chasing it around the island.
Let's get it on.
So I had plenty of jokes about this shit. And the real thing is probably gonna be not so funny, like Judge Mathis at a black tie gala.
See, I'm thinking Judge Joe Brown grabbed her ass at a party.
Man,
Okay. So Shirley Ralph was in the news. In a Vanity Fair interview, she said that she was sexually assaulted by an individual, a Hollywood TV judge at a party. It was a network party while she was doing one of her television shows, and the judge worked for the court TV show that he was on the same network as her.
Mm, so we're getting closer.
And then she said, well, in the article they said
that's
that she
Mathis, nigga.
said
That's the
she
only one
said
that
that
was
it
on
was
UPN.
not Judge Mathis.
He was the only one on UPN at the same time as Moesha, nigga.
You're going Moesha UPN. However, Sheryl Lee Ralph has had a long historied career in television and cinema. She was
Uh,
she was in
Saint
another
Elsewhere.
sit she was in another sitcom circa 1980, 81 or so by the name of It's a Living
Oh, you don't know nothing
Mm.
about that one.
that taped in LA as well. Now, if you were to look up television court judges around
Oh,
the 80s,
oh, white dude from People's Court. Boom, boom, boom.
only motherfucker I could find is Judge Wapner from Mr. Professional Where?
People's Court. Boom,
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 boom.
boom,
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 boom.
That's
boom.
the only person I got. Because number one, I am not I am not of the mindset in which I believe that a black man can walk up in front of a room full of people in Hollywood and stick his tongue down the throat of a woman and then just walk around freely.
Oh hell no, Judge Wapner. Judge Wapner
Bill
out here
Cosby
dropping
had to
dick.
slip Nicki
Call
and
me
bitches
Judge
drinks
Dropner, bitch.
discreetly for years.
Call me Judge. They call me Judge Dropner around this motherfucker, bitch. I be dropping dick around this mother. Judge Wapner. You call me by my government name, bitch. Dick Dropner, bitch.
Dick
He done walked into a
dropping.
party.
Hey, hey, I'm not saying it was him
Oh, my bad.
because because
Allegedly.
because we've learned valuable lessons from Tasha K today. We can get into that in a second if you want to. But yeah, I'm not saying it was him. I'm just saying that the only TV judge I could find in the 1980s, only time in which could believe that this would happen to her, because I refuse to believe that she was doing Moesha and somebody was like, "Ooh, that's Sheryl Lee Ralph. I got to have that," and turned her around at the right age of, I'm only assuming, like mid 40s.
37.
I don't know why I'm making you this old, but I don't know if you're this old, but I'm saying mid 40s. Fuck it. You was 20 doing Dreamgirls. Dreamgirls in the 70s, I think. Mid 40s. That you would be the person that would get just turned around and tongued down at a party. I think they would try like a new starlet. Maybe you circa 1980, somewhere around there getting a big break in television. Maybe.
You know, that's how I feel about Melissa Ford right now. How you talking about Sheryl Lee Ralph in the mid '90s is how I feel about Melissa Ford
Hey, look,
now.
before you bring Melissa Ford up, though, don't
I
talk about her
was that was it.
because I'm finna shit on Shirley Ralph now, regrettably. But
It's probably gonna still fit for this Melissa Ford because I think she needs to be knocked off her used to be high horse.
I ain't wanted to get on nobody else. I know she just had a car accident not too long ago. I ain't wanted
Melissa
to.
Ford.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Now I feel like a dickhead.
Nah, she's healed from it. I'm just bullshitting. She was in a car accident a while ago. That she was fucked up for a minute. She's been back.
Oh,
I don't know what she's going through personally, but she been back publicly. Anyway, I have a huge problem with people who do what Sheryl Lee Ralph just did, which is say unequivocally, I was sexually assaulted by a person. They took me by the back of my neck and rammed their tongue down my throat. This person is reprehensible. This person is a predator, in my opinion, that needs to be stopped. That needs
But
to be that needs to be checked and punished for his actions. 'Cause I have a I don't have a tolerance for sexual assault.
but
My
I'm
right.
saying
issue
that
with you though, Cheryl, as the victim in this, and I'm victim blaming, I guess, because you do what a lot of victims do. You didn't name the motherfucker who was out here being the animal that they being. Why are you protecting an individual who will go around and rape women? Why is this person so deserving of anonymity? So they can continue to go on and do the things that they did to you, to other people? Why are we protecting these people? There should be no protection, no quarter for these individuals. If somebody did this shit to you, you need to say who it is. I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with Terry Crews for pointing fingers at a group of motherfuckers without telling us who the fuck it was. It's very likely that this individual could still be alive today, running through motherfuckers who are impressionable, vulnerable in situations.
hmm
Who the fuck do you think you're helping with your story by just saying I'm a victim? Also, you're not helping any victims by saying I too am a victim. Who takes solace in that? Well, they got it. They got fucked too. I feel more comfortable going to sleep now, knowing that
Tunnel
somebody else
buddies.
been victimized as well. That makes
Tu-
absolutely zero fucking sense in my head.
Cooter cousins. What if a fucking victim? Tunnel buddies. No, motherfucker.
It's the dumbest fucking shit. Say who the fuck did the shit to you. Or don't say somebody did some shit to you. Because now all we want to do is brand motherfuckers with this disgusting thing. But that's what we're gonna do. And you know we're gonna do that. We're gonna speculate. We're gonna search back. We're gonna look to the fucking studio.
Got us
I'm
out
gonna
here
look back
calling
to all.
motherfuckers dick
I'm gonna look
dropping.
back to every sitcom you've been on. They're gonna look to the studios that put those sitcoms out. Then I'm gonna
Got,
look at studios that put court television shows out,
got
and I'm
me
gonna do
out
my
here
cross
calling.
referencing.
Got me calling the cream of wheat dick dropping. They got me out here calling for fallaciously calling the cream of wheat man dick dropping her. You see what you doing, Sheryl Lee Ralph? You tearing us apart.
You and just people like you. I just hate that shit, and I think that shit should be stopped. If you got sexually assaulted by somebody, I think that is reprehensible. I think that is horrible. But I think you have a duty as the victim
Due
to
diligence.
out to out that motherfucker. And if you lying about being a victim, then shame on you.
Attica.
I don't know.
shame,
I don't know. I don't.
shame.
I don't. I don't know. But I'll say this: Cheryl is selling a book currently.
She got a mixtape.
She got a
So
mixtape dropping. It's the
so
rollout.
so so am I supposed to just take the sexual assault on face value? Because that seems to be like the rollout method of a lot of individuals.
Mm.
Somebody touch me. It's in my book. Read about it. The fuck?
Dick dropping her.
Mm,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's wild, but we see that a lot. Like, and I get, I sometimes it might be hard to come forward, But once you come forward, come forward.
It's always hard to come forward. We're not gonna mitigate the veracity it takes to
Right.
identify your attacker. But what you not finna do is play with a plight. That is almost as reprehensible as the plight itself, because there you're bolstering
You're
you're
muddying
bolstering
the
attack
waters of everybody else who says
you're right, you're
they question
bolstering attackers bravado of feeling that people won't, especially if you get some type of acclaim and not telling, you get more people who are comfortable to talk about something with no recourse. Like everybody finna be dropping a mixtape about rape and never identifying attackers, and then attackers are breathing easier because they know this the one old one too. Now you could make it a thing.
I'm gonna rape a bitch, but she's never gonna tell anybody that I raped her, even if she tells people that she got raped.
Been raped,
How are
right?
you comfortable outing yourself as a victim without outing your attacker? Like the we know you got raped at this point. We know you were assaulted. So that part is out there. So now the only other person who could suffer ramifications from this knowledge is the person who's responsible for this even being a thing in the first place. Why would you protect that person? You've already outed yourself. You already opened up yourself for all the judgment, scrutiny, ridicule, what have you. You already opened that. Saying this motherfucking name ain't gonna put no more weight on you. If there is weight to begin with. Most motherfuckers, we think, oh, you a victim. That's so fucked up. What can we do to help? Who was it? He's a pig. You get found guilty of that shit before you get found guilty of that shit. And that's why it has to be taken seriously. That's why it's such a strong charge to levy at somebody, because you can't forgive shit like that. You can't have these people walking around in society freely, really,
Hmm.
and not have a function in a real functioning safe society. How can you ensure the security of women by letting rapists roam free?
I don't even want to put that heavy weight of a uh duty on a victim. I'm talking about this half silence. Like, if you're not gonna out a motherfucker, fine, cool, you don't want to go through that whole process. But what trying to benefit off of what would seem like a trauma seems foul. Like, if you're not gonna try to bring closure through prosecution or some sort of indemnity with your attacker, you just gotta put it in the environment. Oh, I feel better. What if you weren't Sheryl Lee Ralph and weren't able to cast this wide ass aspersion? Just yell that shit in your house and shut the fuck up. Like, we only heard about it because you are who you are. And we only need to hear about it not to identify with a victim. I think all victims know victims are victims. They need to see some respite come to a victim. They need to see some resolution come to the trauma, to the situation. And if you don't bring that, and it's just my humble opinion, then you're just stirring a wound pot, just a pot of wounds you stirring up with no conclusion. No, I can't see the clear benefit, not to yourself, because maybe it brought you some sort of calm to get it off your chest. But why would you put it that far into the public eye? That would appear to be, or usually would be, for the benefit of the public at large. And the way you doing it, I don't see the benefit for the public at large. Just acknowledging that you too have been. I too. It sounded a lot like, not only am I a client, not only am I the
I am
president,
the
but I'm
president.
also a
I'm not
client.
only the president, I'm also a client.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds like you're trying to sell us a toupee, and we don't need a rape toupee. I'm sorry.
Don't need it at all.